New reaction today as President Trump targets more American cities for possible National Guard deployment. Here's Maryland's governor.
If the President of the United States were to have a serious conversation with me and say, what can we do, particularly when you look at the cost of the National Guard of well over $1 million a day, what could we actually do? Do you know what I would tell him? I would tell him things like, we need to make sure we're increasing funding for local law enforcement, and we have to invest in our community groups and community organizations. Like that's a serious approach, how to address this issue. But asking me to deploy my National Guard, people who are not trained for municipal policing, is just not a serious approach.
And this comes as federal authorities prepare to flood Chicago in just a few days. Well, joining me now is National Action Network president and host of Politics Nations here at MSNBC, Reverend Al Sharpton. Good to see you, my friend, on this Labor Day weekend. So, Rev, you have Maryland Governor Wes Moore there, who seems to be taking a harder line against Trump. A headline, in fact, in the Washington Post marks this shift, reading, "Why Maryland's governor leaned into a fight with Trump. This one is personal." What's your takeaway, Rev, from his remarks and what might have caused Moore to change his tone?
I think that what Moore is changing his tone, or it appears to be, is consistent with his position all along. And that is that there is clear evidence, clear data that says crime is going down in Baltimore and other places that the president has mentioned. And now he's using the whole question of going after immigrants, people that are migrants that are here, using ICE to really come into these cities. And these cities are certainly showing that they can rise to the occasion of bringing down crime and dealing with the question of immigration. And I think that what the president has done and has done consistently is go after cities with black mayors, and in the state of Maryland, a black governor.
Well, local leaders in Chicago are certainly bracing for a wave of ICE and Border Patrol agents sometime this week amid some very vocal pushback. Listen to this.
What his ultimate desire is to come into our city, to break the Constitution, and to break our democracy, and to break our city. He is reckless and out of control. He is the biggest threat to our democracy that we've experienced in the history of our country.
Chicago Mayor Johnson there. So are all of these decisions from Trump leading further away from democracy into autocracy? I mean, what is the message that the administration is sending, Rev?
The message is that the president is seeking to be what he joked about, or was he joking, is the question, about a dictatorship. Isn't it ironic that the Republican Party and the conservatives in general were the ones saying that national government should not interfere with states? They were the states' rights party. And now all of a sudden they want national government to do exactly that. So this is clearly an overreach, and it will not protect citizens from either those that are criminal that have been here as immigrants or those that are committing crimes in these cities. The real question is, why is this president being very selective? Crime rates are higher in the home borough or the home district of the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, than it is in the whole state of Maryland, in Baltimore or in Chicago. Why aren't we sending National Guard there? Why aren't we sending ICE other places? Why is this being so selective? So he's trying to feed red meat to his base, and he's trying to, in my opinion, profile blacks in higher office.
So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson was recently on Morning Joe, where he was unclear whether he would welcome federal funding for law enforcement. Take a listen, Rev.
Do you believe the streets of Chicago would be safer if you got all of those other extraordinary programs put back into place, which do have a history of being successful, if that's complemented by having 5,000 more cops on the streets of Chicago?
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm saying we've invested in detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no.
What's your takeaway from that exchange, Rev?
My takeaway is that clearly the mayor, who will be on Politics Nation today, is saying that you cannot deal with an end result without dealing with root causes, because then you're only going to be getting the same results. They need to have programs funded. They need local police funded. When you see cities where they've taken away $1 billion from what is needed in the city in terms of these areas that they claim they're concerned about, then how is the remedy to bring in federal officers, law enforcement, or designated by the federal government? Are we trying to find a solution? Or are we trying to scapegoat people for a problem that all of us are concerned about? And there is documented evidence that we have been dealing adequately in some of these cities. The ones he's named, all of these cities, they've been adequately taking crime down and doing what they're supposed to do in terms of dealing with immigrants.
Okay. Thank you, Rev. Appreciate your time as always.